Let's talk paper. The paper I use is 140-pound cold press paper, also called knot. The weight, 140 pounds or 300 GSM, refers to the thickness. Anything less than 140 pounds, I find a bit too thin. I like to use thicker paper as well, however, not as often because it's more expensive. Cold press, hot press, and rough paper refers to the texture. Hot press paper has a smooth finish. Cold press paper, which I use, has this lovely textural finish. Rough is similar to cold press, but with a rougher texture. Hot press paper can be difficult to paint on, especially if you're just starting out. It's hard to blend on and not very forgiving if you make a mistake. My favorite brands to use are Arches, Saunders Waterford, and Bockingford. Paper quality can make a big difference to how your painting turns out. So choosing the best quality paper you can afford is important. Even if you can't afford to paint on Arches all the time, I would suggest getting one block, or even just a few sheets to play with, just to see the difference it makes versus a cheaper paper brand. I use both loose sheets and blocks. The blocks are glued down on all sides with a small section at the top that allows you to cut the top paper free once the painting's fully dry. Painting on a block will help prevent your paper from buckling or warping when you're painting, since it can't move. If you're using loose sheets, you can also achieve this by taping your paper down with painter's tape. You don't need to break the bank on watercolor supplies to start painting. Use what you have. There are a lot of paper and watercolor supply brands, so play around with a few and see what you enjoy using.